in southern Spain. So today the plan is to get behind the wheel of this Jeep Compass. Now where I am at the minute, where I'm staying, there's a lot of tracks down to my parents' place. So I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll hire a Jeep. And what they gave me is not a Jeep. So let's find out what this utter shed is like. The Jeep Compass. These come equipped, well, this specific one has come equipped with a 1.4 turbocharged petrol engine, which is, how do I put this, utterly gutless. And I don't know who styled this thing, but from most angles, it's pretty hideous. And as you can see, we've got the Spanish dust on there. So let's see what we've got here. Step inside the old Jeep. Should we fire it up, see what happens? Foot on the brake and clutch before you're allowed to press any buttons to start it. So you're greeted with loads of beeps as per usual with any new car. It's telling you off instantly. Press that to get that off. So yeah, everything's on here. You've got Apple CarPlay, which is relatively good. What I've been listening to, Auto Alex, Donovan, all that. Steering wheel feels pretty good quality. Everything else is quite high gloss plastic. You got some fake buttons down here, which really, in my opinion, completely ruin the look of it. Obviously, with a higher spec, you're going to have something here. You've got all your aircon dials. That's relatively straightforward. At least all of this isn't on the touch screen, so at least you've still got the odd button to touch and play around with. But on the whole, everything's relatively nice. I don't really think much to these pull handles, but should we go for a spin and see what this thing's like? Right. Let's go for a spin in this Jeep. Jeep, do your Jeep thing. So, the Jeep that isn't a Jeep. Where do we start? Two-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive. It's got 6 gears. It's got a steering wheel, and it can get up relatively steep hills off-road. But I tell you what, you would not want to get stuck out here in this bandit country because the dogs will get you. Yeah, bandit country out here. But I know these tracks like the back of my hand. I've been coming down them for years. So I know what's around most corners. And I'm not going to push this thing to its limits, obviously, being a rental car. Although saying that, rental cars are the fastest cars in the world. But trust me, you don't want to put this thing into a corner with any speed because it understeers like you've never known before. Or front tyres just spin. It's pretty hideous to drive even on the tarmac as well as off the tarmac. But as you can see, it is coping relatively well. I think just the slightly higher ground clearance obviously helps it crawl up the tracks, but I wouldn't want to be doing this all the time in a car like this. But it was interesting, nevertheless, to see something that has a Jeep badge that shouldn't have a Jeep badge attempting these high mountain tracks. So it was quite a eye-opening experience, really. But next time, 100% will not be doing it in one of these. I'd love to do it in a Jeep XJ. I think a road trip down to southern Spain is something like that would be so cool. And then get off the beaten track properly in something that's worthwhile having a Jeep badge. Yeah, that's it. This thing is not a Jeep. But really, around here you could be driving anything. You just spend most of your time gazing around at the scenery. So, you know, you could be in any car. And I've driven this track in many different cars, Renault 5 being the first one, which did not end well. What a view. Buenos dias. So Bennett's Wheels verdict on the Jeep Compass. It's a no from me, unfortunately. I still think they represent quite good value for money. I just think Jeep as a brand have ever so slightly gone off the beaten track with this, and this car should not have a Jeep badge on it, in my humble opinion. I just think something with a Skoda badge, Volkswagen badge, Audi badge, you're just going to get a lot better build quality, and you're going to get better drivability. The styling's going to be slightly better. Definitely not dissing Jeep as a brand. Us as a family have had, we've actually had 3, and one of which our 2.5 TD, which we bought new in 1999, now actually resides in Sweden with MCQ Bushcraft. Mike down there, he's absolutely, I'll put a link in the description, he's ripped that thing apart and he's made it probably one of the most amazing XJs in the world, in my opinion. It's fantastic. His build series is great, so I'll tag his video below. Another XJ we had was a 4-litre Canadian import 3-door over here in Spain. That was a great car. Really powerful 4-litre engine, which, you know, something like this should have, not a 1.4 turbo. And then going on to my own car, I had a 1998 2.5 TD XJ. Again, fantastic car, great engines, and they really were a Jeep. You know, it'd get you anywhere, that thing. So maybe one day we can look at doing a road trip in something like that down to these beautiful parts of Andalusia and see what a real Jeep would do on this terrain. It's been a pleasure out here in Andalusia for the last couple of days. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. But for me and the Jeep Compass, it isn't really a Jeep. It's goodbye for now. So, adios.